There once lived a man named Jonah. He wasn't just any man. He was a prophet, someone God had chosen to deliver important messages to people. When God had something to say, Jonah was the voice. One day God spoke to Jonah and gave him a very difficult mission. "Jonah," God said, "go to the great city of Nineveh. Tell the people there to stop doing evil. If they don't change their ways, there will be consequences." But Jonah didn't want to go. You see, Nineveh was a place known for its wickedness. It was full of violence, dishonesty, and cruelty. Jonah didn't believe they deserved a second chance. So instead of obeying God, Jonah did the opposite. He ran. Jonah traveled to a port city and bought a ticket on a ship going far, far away to a place called Tarshish. He thought if he could get far enough, maybe he could escape from God's plan. He boarded the ship, found a quiet place below deck, and fell into a deep sleep. But God saw everything. As the ship sailed across the sea, a mighty storm suddenly rolled in. The wind roared, waves crashed against the vessel, and the sailors were terrified. The storm was so fierce they thought the ship might break apart. They threw cargo overboard to lighten the load, and every sailor cried out to his own God, begging for help. The captain searched the ship and found Jonah asleep. He shook him awake and said, "How can you sleep in a storm like this? Get up, pray to your God. Maybe he will have mercy on us and save our lives." Then the sailors decided to cast lots to figure out who had brought this disaster upon them, and the lot pointed straight to Jonah. "Who are you?" they demanded. "What have you done to bring this upon us?" Jonah looked them in the eye and said, "I am a Hebrew. I worship the Lord, the God who made the sea and the land. I am running away from him." The sailors were shocked and afraid. "What should we do to stop this storm?" they asked. Jonah said quietly, "Throw me into the sea. The storm is because of me. If you do, the sea will calm." The sailors didn't want to do it. They tried rowing harder, hoping to make it to shore, but the storm only grew worse. So finally, they prayed, "Lord, don't hold us guilty for this man's death." And they threw Jonah overboard. Immediately, the sea became still. The wind stopped, the waves grew quiet, and the sailors stood in awe, realizing they had just witnessed the power of the true and living God. Now, Jonah didn't drown. God had prepared a special rescue, an enormous fish. It swallowed Jonah whole. For 3 days and 3 nights, Jonah sat in the belly of that fish. In the darkness, with nothing but his thoughts and prayers, Jonah cried out to God. He prayed with sorrow, with gratitude, with hope. And God, in his mercy, listened. At the end of the 3rd day, God commanded the fish to spit Jonah out onto dry land. Soaking wet, covered in seaweed, and probably smelling like the ocean, Jonah stood once again on the shore, alive. Then, God spoke to Jonah again. "Go to Nineveh," he said, "and deliver my message." This time Jonah didn't run. He went. He entered the great city of Nineveh, walked through the streets, and cried out, "In 40 days, Nineveh will be destroyed unless you turn from your evil ways." To Jonah's surprise, the people listened. From the richest man to the poorest, from the king to the children, everyone in Nineveh stopped what they were doing. They fasted, prayed, and begged for forgiveness. The king even ordered that everyone, including the animals, be covered in sackcloth as a sign of sorrow. And God saw their hearts. He saw that they had truly turned from their wrongdoings, and because God is full of mercy, he forgave them. He spared the city. But Jonah? Jonah wasn't happy. In fact, he was angry. He sat outside the city and sulked, saying, "See, God, this is why I didn't want to come. I knew you'd be merciful. I knew you'd forgive them." God looked at Jonah and gently taught him a lesson about compassion. "Should I not care for the thousands of people in this city who didn't know right from wrong? Shouldn't I show them love just like I showed you love when you were inside the fish?" And there the story ends. Not with Jonah as the hero, but with God as the hero. A God of justice, yes, but also a God of second chances.